Well, good people, I know this is my second video in basically as many days, but I wanted to correct something that I said in my previous video when I was talking about Best Buy getting out of the physical media market in 2024. I was under the impression that that meant all physical media, but as it turns out, it applies to movies, so DVDs, Blu-rays, UHD Blu-rays. But honestly, judging by the condition of their gaming sections, when you go in pretty much any of the store, you walk down the aisles and you see all the emptiness, I really expect that they'll get out of the physical games market as well, probably shortly thereafter. But this morning, as I was enjoying my morning coffee, I came across an article talking about Walmart potentially getting out of selling physical copies of Xbox games. And I find it a little strange. I know that Xbox isn't selling nearly as well as PlayStation this generation. I know it's not even close. And given that, Xbox does have the Series S, which is an all-digital console, and you couple with that with the fact that video games really don't have much of a markup at retail anyway. So really, big companies don't make a lot of, at least big retailers don't make a lot of money off video games. They maybe make a few cents over cost if they're lucky. But I guess maybe that's why PlayStation isn't being rumored as being part of these cuts. But really, I think physical media, we've reached a point where, and I knew this day was coming, where it's on its last legs. It's in the corner, it's on the ropes. Everything's digital. It's digital or it's streaming. And that's just the world that we live in now. And it breaks my heart when I think about physical media. To me, there's more to enjoy about movies and games than just the movies and games. It's fun to collect. It's fun to hunt for those experiences that you really truly enjoy and want to always have on hand. And it's also fun to have them in your hand and open it up and see the artwork. And in the case of DVDs and Blu-rays, be treated to all sorts of extras and behind the scenes stuff that you more often than not aren't going to get when it comes to the streaming services and the all digital downloads. I think there's a lot to be said for physical media. I, for one, am still very much a DVD collector, and I know people are going to be like, "Oh, DVD, that looks like crap." It really doesn't, especially when you're like me and you grew up on VHS, so you know what real shitty TV actually looks like. DVDs are passable. I definitely prefer Blu-ray. No, I don't have a big, fancy, high-end 4K TV set and ultra high-def player and all that. I don't have all that. For one, I'm not really into that sort of thing. If I can take in a movie or a TV show and the picture's fine, and I can see and hear what's going on just fine, I'm good. It doesn't have to be bleeding edge. I don't have to be able to count the pores on an actor's nose on the screen to be able to enjoy it. I know that's some people's jam. Some people, they're all about the high-end visual experience. That's just not me. And the thing I love about DVDs is you can get them cheap. My local pawn shop, for example, thousands of DVDs, hundreds of Blu-rays. DVDs are $1 a piece. Blu-rays are $2 a piece. And when you compare that to what 1 month with your average handful of streaming services is going to cost you, I can just go buy my favorite shows and my favorite movies and have them on my shelf always. And the thing about digital distribution, there's several things that bother me, but one of it is that you're always beholden to the whims of corporate entities. Sometimes they like a streaming service might lose the rights to something. Bam, it's not on there anymore. Or you get it and whatever device you happen to have it downloaded on, let's say you sell it. You go through electronics and at some point you want to re-download it. Well, that title may not be available to re-download. Whereas with physical media, always going to be there for you, you know. But yeah, I knew this day was coming. I mean, first, you know, with Target has for years, probably the last 3 or 4 years, I've noticed their physical media aisles have just been shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, especially the movies. In their stores, they're basically relegated to end caps at this point. And then, of course, you had the closure of Toys R Us, so that eliminated one retailer. And now you've got Best Buy getting out of physical media, probably going to be getting out of games. That's just my personal take on it, and I don't think I'm wrong. And now you got Walmart talking about axing Xbox games, at least physical games. And I don't think that bodes well for big companies like GameStop, who count on people trading in games. I think we're heading, well, I don't think, I know, everybody knows we're heading to an all-digital distribution future, which bothers me. I think the younger generation, you know, that's what they grew up with, it's what they know, so it doesn't bother them. They're fine with it. I'm not so fine with it. I think if you're going to go digital distribution, you might as well just be a PC gamer at that point. There's no point in even owning a console. And that's what my oldest son has figured out. He's strictly a PC gamer. All his games he gets off Steam, and that's fine for him. That works for him, but that's just not how I, you know, like to do things. Again, I'm that old fart that likes to have something in my hands for my money, something I can look at on a shelf, something I can appreciate, something I can enjoy, something I can revisit at any time I see fit. Ultimately, for me, physical media, yes, I enjoy collecting, but at the end of the day, it's about controlling my purchase. Another issue with digital distribution I have, especially as it comes to games, is that whether you buy a game or a movie digitally or you buy it physically, you're paying the same price, which has never made any sort of sense to me, given that with digital distribution, there's no packaging, there's no pressing of CDs, there's no transportation, there's no stocking of shelves. You're cutting so many costs, and none of those savings are being passed on to the consumer. I'm not 100% against digital games. I will buy them. I hop on, you know, the Xbox store, the PlayStation store, Nintendo's eShop every once in a while. If they have like a really good sale going on something, and it's not something I necessarily would buy physically, but I still want to try it out and it's cheap enough, yeah, why not, you know? But by and large, I just hate to see physical media going the way of the dodo. I guess that's just the time we live in. Anyway, thanks for listening to me on this. And as always, please like, please subscribe, please set the bell if you feel so inclined. Take it easy, y'all. Have a good night.